Hello everyone, it's Lacey from LaceyJoy.com. Today we are talking about all things progress notes. I am here in my comfy. It is a very cold night here in Minnesota. All right. So progress notes are the reports that we write in the schools that come from our daily logs that we write during the quarter or trimester. So these keep us accountable in making sure that students are on track to meet their annual goals and objectives, while also we communicate to the parents this way. We send these reports home. So these keep us accountable and on track as clinicians so that we know if there is an area that we need to focus on and stay accountable for meeting a student's goals. So progress notes are not just another paperwork requirement, though it sometimes does feel that way, but they can also be a very useful tool in our planning process. So some notes is that your state or school is different than mine, very likely, and you could very well have different criteria. So know your requirements. Talk to your SPED director or someone in charge at your school, a special ed teacher, and find out what your state needs from you. For example, some schools prefer a more narrative style when you're writing your progress note, but most states do require that you have specific data in there too. So try to marry those two needs. I also used to be an SLP at one school, and I was the only SLP at the school, but now I am contracted. I work at multiple schools. I currently do not case manage, but I have in the past. So I do know a little bit about both of those worlds. So my tips or my reminders should also apply to both situations. So reminder number 1, make sure that you include measurements that align with the way you wrote your objectives. So an example would be if Rachel Lee Cook here had an articulation objective or had an articulation goal and objectives, and it was a percentage-based accuracy. So she's working towards 90% accuracy. So you're going to state that she is currently at 60% accuracy at whatever level she's at with those specific sounds. And if you did it in opportunities, you want to make sure that you are representing your data in opportunities. Reminder number 2, this is a really good time to communicate things to parents that they might need to know. So you can state attendance or assignments that you are sending home as reminders. Now during distance learning, I will write, oh, I haven't seen this student. I'm supposed to be seeing them Mondays and Thursdays, from this and this time and on Zoom. So remember that this is also a place where you can add some notes because we don't oftentimes get to be involved in parent-teacher conferences as much as general education staff. So it's a good time to communicate with parents. Reminder 3, I call them skeletons, but you can also call them templates. These are your friend. For example, like I said, during distance learning, I have had students essentially ghost speech. I have not seen them since March. Sad, but true. And most of my schools, that's because they've gone distance learning since March, and I've not been in the building at those schools. So that means I don't have new data to report, but that just doesn't mean I can't just not send a progress note home. So I created a skeleton that I can tweak for each student, and I'm going to put up an example of one on the screen. So this is for if a student has not participated, and I will add this to my blog. So if you are liking this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so you can get some future content from me too. Let me actually just start a new sheet. You can see my fake caseload there, and I will add in my little spiel right there. All right, so I just added this to my fake caseload sheet. So this would be if my student is not making progress because they have not been attending. So I will write that they are making insufficient progress on his or her communication goal and its objectives to meet their objectives by their next annual review. So this is the insufficient progress statement. So if the student is making sufficient progress, I would take that out. I would just write is making sufficient progress. to meet their goal. So that statement, we have to have it in my state. And then I explain why. This is because they are have not been attending the face-to-face Zoom sessions that are scheduled. And then this is where I put the days and times, just in case parents see this and they start coming. On weeks that they did not attend, work was on Seesaw but not completed. And obviously this would be tweaked if the student has been participating. And then I want to say something positive, that with increased participation and attendance, they would be capable of meeting their goal. And we also have to include, I want to write what we're going to do, because when we mark insufficient progress in our state, we have to meet to change something, because obviously what we're doing isn't working. So I wrote, next steps due to insufficient progress are the IEP team meeting soon to discuss how to increase the attendance and participation. And then I said that this will help put them on track, because some parents get worried. Oh no, they're gonna not meet their goal, but just let them know that they'll be back on track if they start attending and doing their work. And then I write that below is the progress. And so, like I said, I can't just not state progress. So what I have to do is I state the last point that data was able to be collected. So this might have been from February or March. And so this would be the objective listed out. And then I would write, using the measurement from the way the objective is written, I would write the progress and then sign, my name. So I will put this on the blog. I'll also do possibly another one as soon as I can. So those are my skeletons that I think are really helpful, kind of make the process move along a little quicker, because you can tell there are certain areas you have to hit, and so this helps you make sure you get all those areas. Another thing that I like to do is making sure I track when I updated each progress report. So if we go back to my fake caseload, I usually print mine out. I actually have mine right here. I'm using them kind of as like a note for what I'm talking about. And so if this is the organization that SLP Toolkit uses when you download or export your caseload. I just changed it to some random famous people names. But I would print this out from this or SPED forms, which is what my schools use to keep track of their caseload management and writing IEPs and such. Each state uses different things. I'll print it out. I'll actually write right on the printout when I complete and have saved the new IEP progress note, so that I don't feel crazy if someone comes back at me and says, you didn't do this, and I can look at my notes and say, well, I have written down that I did it this day, but, so maybe they have finalized a new report and your progress report is being hidden or something. Just, it's good to have backups because we have so many students. It's hard to just remember everything. I'll also write on there, including when I finish, but I'll also write if I have to check with the case manager on anything. So for example, on one of mine, I actually had to email because they had a recent IEP meeting. I didn't know which report we were going to be, or which IEP we were going to be reporting progress on. And also with the way our program works, the new IEP has to be finalized. And so I had emailed that some needed to be finalized. So I keep track of that. So I'm not looking up that student again, thinking I didn't do it, but no, I did try to do it. I just am waiting on something. So I'll actually write that down. Another thing that I like to do with my printed out is I like to highlight. So what I do is I highlight by case manager, and this just gives me a really good visual and a fun way of kind of, I like to go in order by case manager. So one of my recommendations or things that I like to do that might work for you is I highlight by case manager and I do the speech only IEPs first, because these are usually the easiest ones for me. They're the quickest. And these are the ones that if I was case manager, I would case manage, but I don't because I'm contracted now. But I do those first, and then I just cross them out on my sheet, and I write the date that I saved it into the software. Then next, so that might take a color away. So if I did, you could do this digitally too. Going through like this. So if Lacey, I'm the yellow, do me, and then if someone else was this orange color, green, so let's just stop there. So you can see the different case managers. So you know, if you've been working at your school, which case managers like their things done soonest. So I try to prioritize by the people that tend to get their work done soonest to the people that I know the sped teacher won't do it the night before, until the night before conferences. It's like low priority and they won't be bothering me for it. So I'll actually do it in the order on the highlighting by case manager in that way. And I recommend that. It helps keep you sane and it's helping them out because it's also how their workflow works. You can also use your printout and your progress notes as a tool for yourself. So it's a great time to check, are your students doing really well? Do you need to increase the work difficulty? Are they needing more homework? Are they needing more supports? Are they struggling a little bit? You can make a note and incorporate that into your future plans. Perhaps you see, oh, I'm on my 4th or 5th progress note for this IEP. That means I'm going to be meeting with parents in person soon. I need to make sure I have my data and all my ducks in a row because I'm going to be presenting soon. And just make sure that you're going to feel comfortable updating the IEP soon. All right, you guys, I hope that video helped you. If no one has told you yet today, you're doing a great job. And thank you very much for your hard work. I appreciate it. And I know so do your students and your families. If this video helped you, please like it, subscribe to my channel for more content, and I will see you next week. Stay warm. Bye, guys.